My daughter's box of crowns I stole from her. It's called Colors of the World. It features, quote, 24 specially formulated colors that represent human colors, the color of our hair, our eyes, our skin. And this really got me thinking about how the whole idea of race is completely made up.
Through Darwin's work, he provided a supposed scientific justification for a very particular kind of racism. So he introduced what we call today like scientific racism. So in his book, In the Descent of Man, he wrote, at some future period, the civilized races of man will almost certainly exterminate and replace the savage races. The break between man and his nearest allies will then be wider. The Caucasian and some ape as low as a baboon, instead of as now between the Negro or Australian Aborigine and the gorilla. Pretty horrible stuff that he wrote, right? It led to all kinds of horrible atrocities that took place, where certain people groups who were believed to be less evolved were labeled as missing links or our primitive human ancestors that were put in zoos so people could go and look at them and see this missing link, this human ancestor. All kinds of horrible things took place as this idea started to catch on and people started to do research in order to, quote unquote, prove these ideas.
I'm Angela Saini, I'm a science journalist, and I'm looking at the kind of subtle return of race within mainstream science. Researchers would quite often use racial categories as they are written in the census, and yet when you ask them to define what race is, they don't know. They can't define it. And that kind of speaks to the nature of what race is. We feel that race is so tangible, right? We feel that we know who we are, but try and define it, Show me a good definition of what it is that is not a social definition, a biological definition. It's impossible. It's like trying to grab something and make it real, desperately trying to make it real because it has meaning, real meaning in the real world. And I think it's what scientists are most guilty of.
I'm a big student of Claude Anderson, and I would chop it up with him, not just in my movies, but I would have him on my podcast, and he would talk about how unique Native Black Americans are. He would use the term Native Black Americans, and he would talk about how unique we are as far as our lineage. We are a unique group, which is true. And I started using the term Native Black American, but sometimes that term would confuse people because they thought, well, do you mean a Cherokee who's mixed with black? Do you mean a Choctaw who's mixed with black? So that term would be somewhat confusing. So I said, let's do another term. Let's tighten that term up so that there won't be any confusion. So foundational instead of native, because black people, we are the founders of this nation, meaning we're the foundation. We built this nation from scratch. So white people couldn't even say that they did that. But
you changed that term?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I came up with the term foundation.
Say to us and our people is the paper genocide starts with you believing what you was told. So first omit black. Omit the black part. When you omit that part, because the black will be synonymous to Africans, and it will be a part of the whole African Americans mixed with the Indians, and this is what you getting, blah, 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 blah.
There you go.
But one of the things that I've done inside of our Instagram and everything, every chance I get, is I will search and show images of Seminole women, Creek women, and it will say Seminole squaw. And I'll stop and I'll say, let's pay attention now. Yes, she looks like your auntie. Yes, she's wearing the bangs with the bun in the 1700s. But what does it say? It does not say black Seminole. It does not say African Seminole. So when we start taking that part out, and we start deep diving and looking and going back to the ancient Americas, and we start saying who was the first people that they saw, where are the depictions, when we start asking specifically, where is the information that goes against what history has been showing us, we'll find the answers that we want.
Race was literally created so that people could be racist. And when I look at this box of crowns, I am reminded of the absurdity of it all. By the way, my skin color is apparently light medium almond.
We're trained much like dogs. You tell a dog to sit. Sit. The dog eventually learns that when you say sit, it means to sit down. If you tell the dog to come in and have a seat, he'll look at you like you're crazy because he's never heard that before. So we get these words and these terms that we use, we don't know what they mean. That's why when I said, what does African mean? Nobody knew. That's how we're trained. Here's the term black. And check it out and see if this doesn't apply to us in this system that we live in. This is the etymology of the word black. So when you find the word, you want to find out who made the word up, what people invented that word, why did they invent it, what were they going through in their history when they invented it, what were they going through, and what did that word mean to them? Black. So it's an adjective. What's an adjective? Isn't an adjective something used to describe a thing? What's an adjective? So off the bat, you're not even a human with this word. You're a thing. Property.
Here's what they think about you. 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 Here's what they think about. Here's what they think. Here's what they think about. 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 Fuck all y'all.
This is me trying to give a fuck. Still not giving a fuck.
Not giving a fuck.
No,
no
really not.
No,
I'm
trying.
I'm so trying to give a fuck.
No, right. I can't.
I ain't got one.
Yeah, no,
I ain't got one.
There's no fucks around, right?
Yeah, but it's like
you go to the store and the fuck aisles are all empty.
Nope. Yep. Yeah. No fucks.
Can't
no
buy a
fucks
fuck
in the
if
store
you wanted one,
on
right?
any of these shelves.